Hello, guys, so welcome back to another exciting episode of Entertainment Digest right here on Odate GH Please, as I always say, if you are new here, kindly subscribe to this channel and also click on the bell icon right next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss any time we drop a new content and also anytime we drop an episode of the Entertainment Digest show right here on Odate GH As you already know, I have with me my pundits. They've been with me for some time now, so for some weeks now, and he has to do it Asabi and Osnat. So if you don't know, Asabi is an MC and also an entertainment pundit, as well as Osnat also an entertainment panel. Also, he's also a business person. Let me say marketing, or let me say yes, but a marketing consultant or a business consultant basically. So as I said earlier, they've been with me for some weeks now, and they help me dissect or let me say analyze the issue of the day. So today we're going to talk about Sarkodie's press release. It has to do with happenings prior to the virtual concert, as the Black Lab virtual concert, and also the aftermath of it as well. So, Hasabi, if you can hear me, just give me, let me know you are here.
I do, man.
So,
I shall be
so,
here, man.
what's not good day?
I did give you the
It was so,
context for time.
it was so, yeah. So, Sarkodie has come out with an official press, and this time around he did something different, of which I've never seen before. Because most of the times press releases are mostly written and it's circulated on social media or various blogs and whatever. But then this time around, Sarkodie was very smart, and I don't know. But even before we even go straight to the issue of the day, or before we even dissect into it, Asabi, let me ask you this question: do you think Sarkodie is greedy, or you think he's just doing his job?
I can get you right.
Because Sarkodie managed to monetize his press release. As I said, press releases are mostly written and typed, but just that in this digital age, it's mostly converted into an image format, or let me say PDF format, circulated
Mm-hmm.
across digital platforms. Okay, but this
Mm-hmm.
time around, Sarkodie's press release was audio. It was let me say that it was audio visual, and I think that's the right word. It's
Mm-hmm.
audio visual, and he has
Mm-hmm.
monetized it as well, because if you want to go and listen to the audio, he's making money off that press release. And as I'm asking that, will you tag him as will you say he's greedy, or let me say he's just doing his work because he just want to make money off his content basically?
Personally, I think it's something different here. He has given us something different of the ordinary. Like, as rightly said, like the normal one that we know is releasing a press, what do you call it, a press release or public statement or something outside, but that is giving us a different approach. And we see that the audio visual, what do you call it, the video that we saw on YouTube. I don't know that it was kind of a written statement. He was just speaking as an offer. You get. But that, I think he's trying something. He has tried something different. He's doing something different, and that's show business as normally we normally. So he's trying to at least get something out of it. Onto memory statement just come from the post. So he has given us something, what they call it, different, and as you already know. Because of this social distance and anyone and so on and so forth. So I think this could be one of these all those reasons. Probably didn't want to just create this whole glamour and those kind of stuff, but he's just gone to a different approach. And I think what matters when we have to focus on the content with the what they call it, with the release. We are best we can take one or two things from it, but I think he has given us a different approach.
Okay, Osman, what's your take on Sarkodie's press release, the audio visual format, instead of going by the normal approach of press releases?
Okay, so personally, I also think that it's not like he's greedy or he really wants to monetize the press release. I believe that the reason why he did that format was to have a personal touch with the press statement that he made. I don't know if you're getting me, but written statements are written statements. It takes a lot to combine a lot of information into just one short paper or passage to your audience or to your followers. But and in some situations when you're writing something on paper, it's really difficult to communicate your intent without losing the purpose for the statement. So I believe that in this method, he wanted to have a personal touch. He really wanted to speak directly to his fans to give them how he actually felt That is why he chose to go by a video format or a voiceover format instead of having it into the form of a written statement. So I believe that is the purpose for he choosing this particular format, and not necessarily the fact that he really wants to monetize it.
I'm sure. Anyway, I mean that's your opinion. Okay. So as I said, a lot of people are of the view that why didn't he go by the normal approach? Because, I mean, no matter what, if it's written, we all will read and also decode it or probably say share our opinion. But then this time around, if you want to listen, if you want to know about, it, you have to go to his channel, or if you haven't subscribed, you have to subscribe to his channel as well and all that. So for me, I was thinking that um honestly, me, I didn't really even pay attention to the to the content because it was on his YouTube channel. And I mean, when I go on YouTube, I know I'm going there to either learn or probably educate myself or probably entertain myself. Because as I said, press releases are, I mean, it's supposed to be circulated across, I mean, media platforms, and he knows about that. But probably I might also agree with you because for me, I was let me even put it this way. I was thinking that he would have, I mean, whatever thing that he said, yes, it's a press release, but for me, I think it's as you said earlier, that's Osnad, that he wanted to address issues, okay, and probably mostly that's the intent, or let me say that's the core motive of a press release, or probably yeah, basically that is it. But then I was feeling that he could have gone the formal way by the drafting it or a written press release circulated to the media houses, and also he could have also done because Stoneboy also could have also come out with a press release, but he chose to go by apologizing or probably I mean recording himself and apologizing and all that. You get me? So for me, I don't know, but I think Sarkodie is really particular about his brand and the content because it's like every content he puts out there, he wants to, I mean, get it monetized or he wants to, make sure that he gets something out of it because he has worked his way up to the top and he doesn't want people to actually take advantage of his brand or I mean whatever thing he has built over the years and make money off it. Anyway, let's go on with the main issue. Yeah, so listening to the content of the event, of the press release, let me throw this question to you, Asabi. Sarkodie made mention of the fact that um, the entertainment industry has not been taken serious. The Ghanaian entertainment industry has not been taken serious over the years, and his motive, or let me say, yeah, basically his motive has been about breaching the corporate world, okay, or making the corporate world open up to the Ghanaian showbiz industry. And it seems his fellow artists are not seeing that kind of his approach, or let me say, his form of, I don't know, should I put it, probably leadership or something. And you realize that he was saying that the entertainment, as I said earlier, has not been taken. Like I say, they are grow entertainment. They're not serious. We can't even work with them. We can't. I mean, give them ambassadorial deals, or let me say, we can't give them influential deals and all those kind of stuff. Do you agree with Sarkodie? What is your take on that particular statement or that particular issue that he spoke about in the press release?
Yeah, I think I agree with Sarkodie because I think that question to talk about issues relating to professionalism and how professional most of our entertainment, what they call it, do you get me? So these are some of these nitty gritties that I want what they call it, to work on how we go about our things. You get me? Because he said over the years, look at it, our entertainment industry have not been getting the support from the corporate world because of how best we go about things. You get me? So if a particular brand over the years have trying to what to call it, fight hard for they are fighting hard just to build that particular brand for them to get what they call it, their support for you not to let the small things come and what they call it for all those efforts that they put in place over the years. You get me? So if such things are going on, I think he has to what they call it, put things right just to make sure that there are structures in place. You get me? So from that backdrop, he's trying to give us a notion how the structures has been over the years, or probably in recent years, and how most of them they've struggled just to make sure they come from the what they call it, shackles they find themselves in. So I don't really, I think it's urging our personalities to ask a lot of personality. You get me? In terms of how we go about these issues. sense of anger and those kind of stuff. You get what? These are some of the things that will motivate them. Sorry, will motivate this corporate world to come and support our our cause. You get me? So if I let me small things, for the effort that we've done over the years, then what message are we selling to them? Again, so because the corporate world will just come and just give this money to you just like that. He needs to gain something from it. He has to give you something to gain something from it. So there's a set for that approach in this situation. And it's business they're also engaging in.
Okay.
Again, so if there's a sense of professionalism being portrayed, then we'll like to work with us. So the structures and things we find ourselves in has been one of the problems that our entertainment or the industry is facing. And for things to come and call it, then it's creating a mess for us. I think that's why you want to that angle, trying to set a record straight for the Ghanaian entertainment industry.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, so let me throw the same question to you, Osland. So Sarkodie made mention of the fact that he has been really fighting for a particular cause, and when you mention Sarkodie, his name is now like a global name. Of which people mention Ghana all the time. He also made mention of the fact that his colleagues like likes of Shatawale, Stoneboy, and the rest are putting Ghana on the map and all that, and they are actually bridging the gap, or probably, giving Ghana some kind of, indirect revenue, or let me say probably indirect revenue and all that. And also he's saying that for a minute the corporate world, did not take us serious. Like they've always not taken the entertainment industry serious, so that even when they have to come in to do business, if they are like, are these people serious at all? Are they even worth our money? Can we invest in them and all that? So basically, what is your take on that? As I said earlier.
Okay, so I disagree with Sarkodie to an extent.
You disagree?
Actually,
or you agree?
Yes, I disagree.
Disagree? Okay, all right.
Yeah. From what I know, from time immemorial, the corporate world has opened up to the entertainment industry to an extent. Just that the problem is from the creative arts industry or the entertainment industry itself.
Okay.
Before Sarkodie even came on the scene, there were ambassador deals here and there. Family was signed to MTN for over 10 years before even Sarkodie even got some of those deals.
Wow.
That's what you're getting me.
Okay.
So the corporate world had opened up to the entertainment industry. The only issue that we had was that it was only few people who were profiting from those deals, those contracts, those agreements. So that is where I would disagree with Sarkodie. The problem that we have is the industry itself. There is no unity within the entertainment industry. So it's very difficult for most of the young artists to even profit off the industry, because most of them are not earning much. Some people play shows and they are earning like only 5,000 per show, and sometimes they can play only just like 1 or 2 or 3 shows in a year. So they are not earning much from the industry. But an artist like Sarkodie, like Shatawale, like Famini, like Stoneboy, some of those artists, they really earn from those contracts. Sarkodie alone, coming into the industry, we can count the number of deals. He had the Samsung contract that he was ambassador for Samsung for some number of years. He had so many endorsement deals and here and there. So when he said that, I was a little confused. But what I'll draw attention to is the fact that we can't boast of having an entertainment industry. To be honest, we can't boast of having an entertainment industry. If we had a very solid and strong entertainment industry where all the acts are united, I believe that making some of these deals and making the ordinary artist or actress profit of some of these deals wouldn't have been so difficult. The thing about our industry is that there is no unity within the industry. That is why musicians are channeling out music on a daily basis. Radio stations, FM stations, TV stations are playing their music videos, playing their music, and they are not earning any royalties from this music. So it more comes down to the unity within the industry. The artist has to come together, has to come and create a common front. In as much as we have music, we have Gamro, who are supposed to provide a solid front for the artists. And we don't see any unity within the industry. You can go to Nigeria. Nigeria, it's not like there's no conflict, there's no disagreement within the industry. They have artists, actresses who are having issues with each other. But when it comes to having a common front, when it comes to fighting for what we truly deserve, they always come together and stay put together, or they have a common front, they have a common agreement. But here is the case, there are just a few people who are saying, just like Sarkodie said, that he's fighting for that cause. And so there are other artists who are fighting for that cause. It's true. But having that common front is what is the problem here. If the artists themselves, if the musicians themselves, if the actresses, the actors, and the filmmakers could come together, I think that we would have a common front which could really pitch for bigger contracts, bigger ambassadorial deals, bigger shoes, and the rest. I hope you are getting where I'm coming from. So the problem is not about he not getting support or the corporate world not opening up to them. It's more about having a common front so that they will be able to negotiate. They will be able to show that this is our craft and this is what we can do for you. If the artists together could come together and have that front, I think that it will go a long way into helping develop our creative arts industry, and it will go a long way in helping the ordinary young artists who are coming up these days.
Okay. I mean, great submission there. As I said, my pundits, Asabi and Osnad, I mean, these guys are very learned, and if you could hear from that submission, realize that if you really nailed it on the head. If you are here or if you have been joining us, as I always say, kindly drop your comments in the comment section below, and let's get interactive in there as well. Yes, so let's touch on this aspect of what Sarkodie said again. Asabi, let me start from you. So Sarkodie made mention of the fact that artists occupy, certain space in the world, and also they are human beings just like us. They have emotions and all that. And he also advised that artists should be able to, control themselves and also control what they put out. And he also, touched on the media, saying that the media is quick to, carry negative news, or let me say spread negative news. He doesn't blame the media because they are doing their job, and that he also advised, the media to kind of tone down some of the content they put out in terms of negative content and all that. And he is saying that it happens also not only in Ghana, but he also advised, as I said earlier, artists should be able to control what they put out. And you could see he was actually using himself as an example that you will not hear anything bad about Sarkodie. Even if you even hear some, he will not come out to come and even clarify the air for you to even go to quote now so and be so I say. Yeah, so what is your take on that? Do you think Sarkodie, basically let me hear your opinion on what Sarkodie said on that particular issue.
First and foremost, I think one of the things that he tries to put across has to do with most of the things that will come out, whatever the case might be, the media will pick it up. You get me? And I remember the negative news do tell a lot.
Exactly.
You get me? So at least we have to be circumspect in our things, how we portray our lives, how we go about things, as entertainment personalities, as musicians. You get me? Because he, at the end, he also wanted to accept the fact that whatever the case and whatever news will turn out, they'll pick it up. Exactly. And they'll be working with it. Exactly. You get me? So you cannot just blame them because they are doing their work. You have to pick whatever news that comes out. So if most of the news that's coming out has to do more of negativity or negative news, it doesn't go down well for what they call the industry. Then further on, he went on to say this has to do that he, accept the fact that everyone, has the right to be mad. You get me? Now what he doesn't accept has to do with the right to assault.
Exactly.
In as much as we are humans, you have the right to be mad and get furious at issues. But if people are going to take to the next level to assaulting people, then he condones that act. You get me? Because you can yell, you can shout, you can show your grievances, but to the extent of assaulting someone, that's where he has a problem with. You get me? And so unfortunate that's what has to happen to his manager. So the issue that we've all been calling for, starting from the time the incident happened, you get me? We're waiting for press release or probably information from both camps. You get me? And I think there's a time for him to come out and come and address the whole issue. You get me? Because at some point in time, it was coming from one camp. And we could see that probably, since it was because of the concert, he just had to wait after the concert and you come and address this whole issue. I'm sure he didn't want to come out before the event. And now he's done with the event and has come out with the clarity as to what happened. You get me? So all in all, what is trying to one in the tenor of people in the tenor industry should be circumspect on how they go about their life. Because whatever the case might be, if it has to do with negative issues, then they will pick it up. And of course, some of them will media because they're also doing that way. You get me? So if all the issues coming up as negative, it doesn't go down well for the industry. You get me? And second part has to do with what do you call it? Not endorsing assault. You get me? Because it was very, very close at that point in time. So this is some of the issues I think people should take note of, and I think some of these are issues that was really what they call highlighting on during this work, or what they call audiovisual press essentially or something.
Okay, Osman, let me come to you. Do you think the media is quick at pushing negative news or promoting negative news, as Sarkodie said?
I beg to disagree. In as much as in Ghana here, maybe probably that's what some people think. I think it's just a matter of opinion. You know, as media, the main purpose of a media organization or a media setup is to publicize or to educate or inform. So usually it comes from education, informing. So usually anything that happens, the media needs to talk about it. Without the media, we wouldn't be able to get to know what is happening in any part of the world.
Okay.
So whether it's good news or bad news, I think that the media needs to report it. The only problem is that personalities in question always wish that when there is negative news about them, they shouldn't be talked about by the media, which unfortunately can't be the case because their agenda is always to inform. So if there's a negative news and they are reporting on it, I don't think it's about pushing or promoting negative news. But rather, I realize that as a media organization, your purpose is to inform, whether it's good or bad. So you can only claim that the media promotes negative news when they report on negative news, but they don't report on the good. But from far from my chest, I realized that the media has been doing a job effectively well, although there are lapses here and there, but I think that they've been doing it effectively well. If there is negative news, they talk about it. If there is positive news, they talk about it. In as much as Sarkodie had a collaboration with Beyonce, it was all over the media, and all Ghanaians were commending them and everything.
Exactly.
When there was a brawl between Stoneboy and Angelo, the media was talking about it.
Exactly.
So I don't know, and I don't understand why Sarkodie would rather say that. Because when there's good news, the media talks about it. When there's bad news, the media talk about it.
Exactly.
The unfortunate thing is that when people are in question, when they are subjected to be the topic for discussion, that's when you feel like the media is promoting a negative agenda. So my perception is not so.
I don't know, but I think that's not the case entirely, because I think what he's trying to say that in as much call it the media will be picking up issues. Do you get me? Most of the people that's currently negative news. Do you get me? So he's not happy with regards to most of the negative news. Do you get me? So I don't think he was trying to let us know that our media, our entertainment personalities should be a little bit careful how they go about their things, because you can't blame the media for picking up the news. Do you get me? And only most of the news that they be picking up is to do with negative issues. Do you get me? Because you really admitted that when Shatta had a collabo with Beyonce, was a positive news for the industry, and they picked it up and they wrote articles on it and was all over the place. Do you get me? The same way what they call negative issues will come, then people, what they call the media will pick it up. But it has to do with the negative that is currently trying to outweigh the positives. You get me? So I'm sure what he is wishing right now that the negative news will go down more. You get me? And we can have more of the positive news, because whatever the case might be, being i.e. what they call the positive or negative, they'll pick it up. You get me? But which one do you want the most? Do you want the positive or want the negative? and I'm sure one want the positives. You get me? So I don't think he's trying to admonish us that we should see how best to go about things, in which the negatives go down more, and we can have more of the positives, so that I can get more traffic.
It's unfortunate, like maybe you are disagreeing with me or misunderstanding what I'm saying. But when there is a negative and you're trying to tell me that we should push more of the positive than the negative, I don't understand.
No. What I'm trying to say is that he's pushing that the negatives will go down more and the more of the positives do again. So I don't really trying to advise us that people in the industry should be sensible on how, should be a little bit careful how they go about their things.
Yeah, so the question I would love to ask
the negatives will go down, we can have more of the positives. Because you can see, if I'm supposed to visit our, what do you call it, our media portals and visit the entertainment section, most of the issues that's going on now is something that doesn't go down well with, what do you call it, the industry. And bear in mind, every writer or every media house likes to pick up on issues that will make that media get traffic on his site. Again, so if it's about negativity issues, then that will bring out the traffic. The media house will pick on that thing.
Okay,
again,
so
to get more traffic.
Answer me. So I would like to ask. So does that mean that when there's a negative news, we shouldn't talk about it?
We talk about it, but at least the negatives should go down more. So that can have more.
What is the point about going down? It's an issue that has happened. So why shouldn't we talk about it and we should go down?
Relax.
I don't get it.
Relax. We'll talk about it and go down. But I don't think we are hoping that we will not have more bad issues coming out. Begin.
No, the moment you start saying things like that, then it means that the media, you're taking the job of the media away from it. For example, let's use a situation like, let's say, elections. Let's say we are in 2020 now. There's going to be elections this year. And imagine there are ballot boxes being stolen elsewhere. It's a negative news. Should it come out or it shouldn't come out?
So pick it up.
So why should you tell me that? Why should you say that the negative news should go down, then the positive should come up?
Relax. I don't think what we'll be wishing right now that we'll not be having issues that will be picking up. Again, we will wish that it will go down. Because it relax. It doesn't order well in terms of how we are building a brand or a goodwill image. Again, if there's a reporter in that series of ballot boxes or maybe if you have some of the party, how will order well for the nation in terms of it will be a bad what they call it, press. Do you get me? So I don't know. We're wishing that issue will go down, and if it will go down, as we have to educate people, I will try to let people understand that if they do this is bad, if they do this is bad. Do you get me? So in as much as if something should happen, relax. If something should happen in the industry, that's more of negative issues. We try to talk about it, then we advance that will go down. But what we'll be praying more, what is trying to say that he's praying that those issues will go down in a sense that we are as people of the entertainment industry will know how best they go about their lives. So that those negative news should not be coming up. So they don't get that bring about negative news for the media to pick on those issues.
Asavi, so do you think the story about Stoneboy's brawl with Angelo was a good information or was a bad information?
It's a bad information from the industry.
Are you sure?
It's a bad press. It's a bad press for both parties.
You are very mistaken. Because, listen, in a podcast you are seeing a lot of people, they should know how to go about their lives. One, as an act, as a personality, you should know how you also live your life. I'm praying like you just get my understanding where I'm coming from. But for example, Stoneboy went on musical stage, Ghana Music Awards stage, pulled out a gun. That was the first of many incidents yet to happen. And here is the case, there is an incident involving a brawl. That personality, Stoneboy as a personality, has issues and he needs to really check himself. And when the media is talking about this, you think it's a negative information or a negative news, so we shouldn't talk about it. The media has so many objectives to inform, to educate, and to transform. How are you getting it? It's not just about it to just inform. It's also about educating and transforming.
Right.
Now that this thing has come out, I think that from henceforth, going forward, Stoneboy will be very careful about his actions.
That's right.
in this situation, if it hadn't come out, I bet you that in the future, more of these occurrences would have come. But now that it's been informed and everybody have known the kind of person that he is, he'll be very careful about how he deals things in the future. Having talked about it now, in the future, he'll be like, okay, I can do whatever I think, and nobody will criticize me. So the point about negative news should go down and the positive news should come up, I don't agree with you, and I will never agree with you.
Let me ask you this question on this scenario.
Yes.
Imagine
this argument there, you know, go finish right here.
imagine I put in this scenario in a sense that probably ahead of what they call it, an institution. We get what they call head of the entertainment, what they call it, house or something. You get assigned to your label. You get now in there out, there are issues surrounding them in a sense of negative issues. What will be your prayer point?
Prayer point? We're not talking about prayer here.
No. We're not talking about religion, but what will be your prayer point? What would you wish that will be happening in the industry if you realize that most of the news channel from the industry or channel from your label has to do with negative issues? What would be your wish?
I would wish to put my artists in order or my employees in order. So it's not got to do with the media.
Relax. In a sense that if you're putting them in order, in a sense that those negative issues that will be channeled from their camp will go down, isn't it? So that we're talking about the person. No, relax. As you said, you want to put them in order. If you put them in order, that means you are wishing that the negative issues will go down, isn't it?
Yes.
And so if the negative issues will go down, you wish that we're talking about the positive, isn't it?
Yes. But not in the sense that the media should not report on it.
Whatever the case, they report.
Yes.
But you as an advocate of a brand issue or of a advocate of brand and market and those kind of stuff, in other sense, I think it will be a bad brand or a bad press for the what they call it.
My organization, yes.
Your organization, isn't it?
Yes.
So you wish that every time what they call we talk about positive issues and the negative issues will go down. So you try to put artists in order so that these negative issues about them will go down, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
So that's what he's trying to explain, that he's wishing that at the end of the day, how we go about things should be in an orderly manner, whereby those negative issues that keeps on in the industry will go down. Because if you are supposed to put our things in an orderly manner, we'll not be having what they call it bad topics or bad issues to go picking up to write stories on.
So guys, what I say is that it is not the job of the media to make sure that those people act that way. The job of the media is to educate and to transform. So whatever happens,
I do get you, but I don't get
so this has not for me. Let me make my point. So personally, me as a person, if my brand, there is a problem with my brand, there is a problem with maybe my company, my employees, or there's a problem with artists or my label, as a manager, I'll make sure that I manage them, like I talk to them, so that they will know how to do it in the future.
That's right.
I hope you're getting me. For example, Stonebwoy put a gun on the Ghana Music Awards stage. We've talked about it. It happened. There have been second and third occurrences. We've talked about it, and it's happened again. So that what next? Imagine we didn't talk about the gun issue. Yeah. Who knows what might have happened in the future? He could have maybe shot the next one.
Yeah.
He could have, the next time that he was on stage, he could have even shot someone. Who knows?
I do get you. I do get you. I do get you on all those points. Do you get me? But he as the police,
Asabi, please. The point is, if it is good, we talk about it. So why shouldn't we talk about the negative? They should rather be in check. So next time, you know how to act so that there will be no negative publicity about you.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so that has to do.
That is what Sarkodie.
So Asabi, that has got to do with the artist, not the media. That has got to do with the personality, not the media. Maybe you, the media, the personality, you feel like the media is against you, but the media is not against you. They are doing their job to educate, to inform, and to transform people. So if you are doing the wrong thing, they have to criticize you so that you'll be in line, you'll be put in line. But if you are telling them they should not talk about your negativity, it means that you are enjoying what you are doing. You don't want anybody to talk about what you are doing.
Relax,
What I'm
relax,
trying to
relax,
say that
relax.
what you just said
Let
is
me let
not
me
the
let me
problem.
let me let me let me let me come in. Let me come in. I
Okay,
mean,
other
I mean, you guys have, I mean, great points. I mean, if I'm to allow you guys to argue, you won't finish. What Sarkodie meant was that the media is doing their job, and you cannot tell the media what to do. If it's positive news, that is all. They
or
will put
negative
the
issues.
negative. Just that the negative news is quite dominant. It's more, and you can't blame them because that is what is they the creatives have put out there, and it's their job to do it. Okay,
Okay,
but then it
okay,
has to do with, you know,
Relax,
I'm
okay,
relax.
coming, I'm coming. But as an artist, okay, that they have to be in check because he's saying that they should control what they put out there. Because if he's Sarkodie, he can choose not to do anything and he still will be relevant in the entertainment industry. You talk about only positive things about him all the time. Can choose to do collaborations, do projects here and there. You're going to talk about it. The media will not have enough time to talk about it. The same way Sam will also go and remove himself and, you know, show some breast here and there, and the media will talk about it. You get it? So he's saying that. So Sarkodie is actually teaching his colleague artist branding here. Okay, he actually said a subtle. he if you listen to Sarkodie was very deep when he made that statement. He was like, artists, okay, they have emotions, and I mean, and they have a lot of following and influence and all that. Therefore, they should control what they put out there, basically. So even when the media talk about positive stuff about you, you can give the media what to put out. You get it? Because if I'm following you, let's say for example, Asabi, I'm following you, all you do is to post, let me say, projects. Oh yeah, Ujuma, MC gigs, obviously that's what I'm going to talk about. But if I'm following you and all you do is to post women shaking their buttocks and all that, we're going to talk about that. And that's also going to affect. So which means that people will see your brand as a buttocks brand, or you posting only women. I don't know if you're getting me. So he is saying that as creatives, you know, they should be able to control. Like they should have total control. And if they have total control, the media will not really have anything negative to talk about them. All they're going to talk about is what they put out there. You get where Sarkodie is coming from. So I think he know the nail right on the head there. So just as the artists, they have to be very, very careful because with the media, what you give us is what we put out there. What we see is what we report, basically, like what as Osnard was saying. So if you want us to, I mean, talk about fights, we're gonna, if you give us fights, we talk about it. If you give us music, we talk. If you give us videos, we talk about it, basically. So what, like when the whole Ghana received Beyonce and Shatta Wale's collaboration, all the media we were reporting it. We were talking, bloggers were writing, the radio station were talking about it, TV station, print media, every aspect of the media. We're talking about it the same way when the VGMA this thing came. Yes, it was a bad, you know, press for, I mean, the Ghanaian showbiz industry now. But then we can't sit on it because our job is to report, our job is to inform, our job is to educate and all that. Like what as Osman said. So, I mean, for me, it's about, you know, it's a hand go hand come affair. So if artists, or let me say creatives, want to have a clean reportage, okay, or let me say positive stuff about them being talked about, the media talking about positive stuff about them, then they have to let us know what they are putting out there. Because if you put something out there and I won't talk out, you can't tell me I should talk about it or not. I decide. The same way you also decided to post something nude or something negative and you want the media to talk about it, we'll talk about it. You get me? So most of the times, you know, it has to do with the creatives. They actually cause all this, you know, in quotes, brouhaha, or let me say negative or whatever bad press that they are talking about. Because as Sarkodie is an epitome of, I mean, an artist who has a clean brand over the years. Even if there's something even happens about his brand, you will never see him dragging issues. As I say, Nana Yakasa in Asa Ombe Kasa Humbium. So I say, but some enjoy it, so they'll be doing it over and over and over and over and over again. It will keep going on and on and on and on. Anyway, let's move away from this. Yeah, so let's come back to Sarkodie addressing him and Stonebwoy. So Sarkodie finally made us know that Stonebwoy actually threw his hand, you know, to hit his manager, Angel, of which he condemned that act. He didn't condemn the fact that artists have emotions and, you know, anybody at all can get angry, or we all have anger, I mean, issues. I mean, once you're a human being, you definitely get angry at a point in time. But he actually said that, I mean, you have to control yourself. And if you listen to what Sarkodie said, Sarkodie seems so disappointed in Stonebwoy. Okay, he seems so disappointed in Stonebwoy, and I don't know why he was so disappointed. But then, per subsequent thing that he said, he was like, Stonebwoy has no idea what he also go through, coming for his show or coming for his concerts and all that. Osnat, let me start with you. Would you say Sarkodie acted maturely, or let me say Stonebwoy acted immature? Because no matter what had happened on the premises, he was expecting Stonebwoy, such a big fan of Stonebwoy, to at least, I mean, kept calm or probably kept issues under control. As Sarkodie said earlier, that he has also been through similar stuff. He didn't even mention, but he was like, Stonebwoy also has no idea what he goes through when he's also going on stages, or let me say, attending shows of such caliber. Yeah, so what is your take on it?
Yeah, so as the whole issue or the whole story has been unfolded, I think that somebody needs to be careful how he handles himself going forward.
Exactly.
It is true. There are issues in the system, the entertainment industry, not just in the entertainment industry, in the whole corporate world, the business world, everything. There are issues here and there. People might talk about their issues, people might not be talking about their issues, but there are always going to be issues. But as personalities or as individuals, we need to know what we stand for, and we need to know how we handle issues.
Okay.
So how Stonebwoy conducted himself is very wrong. Not to criticize him or not to paint him as bad or bad person or something, but how he conducted himself is very wrong. Although, in as much as he was provoked, he shouldn't have hit Angelo and all that brawl and everything that happened shouldn't have happened. But it's already happened. The most important thing is that we need to overcome this issue. That's why on our previous show, I made mention that Sarkodie taking Stonebwoy off the show was very wrong.
Yeah,
the most important thing is the most important thing is that when there is a crisis, you need to sit together. It could be from Stonebwoy's end, or it could also be from Sarkodie's end. Both of them need to come together and find a solution to the problem. So, as we said, on Monday, the issue happened on Monday last week. And so, when immediately it happened, I think that they both have wives, they both have management teams, they both have management members. So, immediately the issue happened. They could have gone home, resolved their differences. Then, by Saturday, where the show was telecast, all these issues might have been solved, so that we could have enjoyed the show. Because already Stonebwoy was there to perform. I don't know if the brawl happened before the show or after the show, but in as much as it happened, we should have had a quick resolution to the problem, so that going forward, we could have addressed it before the actual events occurred. So that's what I think. I think that both parties should have been swift to address this issue. In as much as I could have had instances where he faced challenges here and there, maybe in respect to shows, in respect to interviews here and there, and he's not talked about them, that doesn't mean that Stonebwoy was wrong. It's just a matter of conflict. And in this corporate world, or in this world that we live in, conflict is part of our normal human nature. There is no way that two people would agree on the same thing at all times. Two people can agree on the same thing at a time, but they can't agree on the same thing every time. So it is very important that when there is a conflict or when there is a disagreement, both teams come together and find ways of resolving them. It could have taken Stonebwoy's management team, or it could have come from Sarkodie's management team. But Sarkodie, in as much as they were the victims of that said brawl or whatever happened, or that conflict, they could have also opened up communication channels to Stonebwoy's team. They could have called Stonebwoy, they could have called his manager, they could have called people who are closer to him, so that they know how to address it. So both parties, not condemn them, but I think that they need to learn from this occurrence and make sure that these things doesn't happen in the future. The most important thing is when there is a conflict, when there is a disagreement, when there is a problem, both parties need to open up communication channel. If one person is not doing it, the other person can open up communication channel. And I think that with swift communication, and some of these issues could be overcome as swiftly as possible.
Yeah, okay, so let me come to you, Sabi. I mean, Sarkodie made mention of the fact that he could see that he was so disappointed in Stoneboy, and he was expecting Stoneboy to do better, of which, I mean, he couldn't. Because he made mention of the fact that if, no matter what happened, even if Stoneboy did not hit and he left, he got pissed and he left, he, Sarkodie, would have called Stoneboy, to apologize and, to make him know that it was not his intention, because he wasn't there, Sarkodie wasn't there to, address it. Was his manager, and his manager being there is the same as he being there, basically. Yeah, so what do you think about that? Is it going to affect their relationship moving on? And also, how do you see how he managed the whole thing?
First and foremost, listen to what they call it, the press release, or probably watching the video. You could see that he was hammering on the fact that he believes that everyone has the right to be mad. You get me? Everyone has the right to shout or scream, this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, there are assault problems where he has what they call it. He has a problem with. You get me? So as Austin rightly said that, he ways that probably as the issue happened, he would have what they call it, settle issues or something. You get me? You're not to what they call it, calm nerves down. But you see, sometimes when issues like that happen, I don't know. It depends on how the individual is. You get me? Some individuals probably takes a long time for them to come over such issues like that. You get me? So to be in a better position, it's better you don't come closer. You get me? And then not to create what they call it, just to boil up the issue again. You get me? Because you have people like that whereby if issues to happen, they prefer to stay away from the issue. They're probably trying to take off some just to recover something. You get me? So personally, there could be the addition to probably take him off initially during when the problem. But that said, the president will probably calling for from the Easterners to from his camp. He has released the president and he has praised the reason why he did this and this and that. I don't think they admonish the fact that in as much he was taken off the program, he still has Stoneboy. He accepted his apology as he rightly did before the program, and he's wishing to work with him in future projects, so on and so forth. And that's what we hoping for. So at the end of the day, personally, my wish is that both parties, as the probably said, and as we saw a picture on social media with Angel Town and Stoneboy's wife and Stoneboy himself taking a picture in that shot. I'm hoping that by now issues have been resolved, even though Stoneboy didn't get a chance to perform. I'm hoping that both comes at ease now, looking for future collaborations, so on and so forth. So, going forward, the statement of what we're waiting for is out. We should just look at how best we can move on and just have a beautiful industry that we've all been praying for, and also enjoy the rest of the year.
All right, so wrapping up. Osnad, on a scale of 1 to 10, how will you grade Sarkodie's press release?
I'll rate it 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Okay, so your sign out words or final words or social media.
Okay, so it was nice having you on the show. I've really enjoyed myself, especially having to argue with Asabi on the issue about the media. I'm really happy about it.
We'll pick that topic one day and we'll discuss the media, what they put out there.
Yeah.
You guys can have a heated argument.
Yeah, but I'm very happy being part of this show. I really enjoyed myself, and I'm very happy about the whole statement that has come from Sarkodie's camp. And it was very important because the fans really wanted to know what was happening, what actually happened. Because these things have all been rumors. We've always heard about the broading coming between Stoneboy and Angelo, and Angelo posting the pictures and all those things. It was just rumors and allegations until they had an apology at come from Stoneboy, and Sarkodie also addressed us. I think that it was very nice for him to address us so that we know the facts of the issue and also know how far the teams have gone in respect with the incident. So I think that it was very good hearing from Sarkodie And I also love his approach, making it a personal press release, giving it that personal touch so that we know how he felt and we know the emotion behind his actions. I think that going forward, um, personalities involved in the creative arts industry would know how to conduct themselves and make sure that they behave in the best possible way in order to avoid negative reportage about them. And I think that in the future, this will go a long way to help our industry. What I'll say is that artists, actresses, filmmakers, and all the people who make up the creative arts industry need to come together. Producers, other music producers, film producers, we need to come together. We need to work together. We need to help those who are coming up. We need to build an industry which is very solid. So artists need to profit from their talent, from their gifts, from their hard work. So if it's only when they come together, that's when they will have a common sense and they'll be able to achieve the goals and objectives that they have for themselves. So I'm very happy being part of this show. And as I always say, my name is Samuel. So you can find me on Facebook, Ramadan. So you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at I am Osnad. I am Osnad is IEMOSNAD. Thank you having me on the show, and I pray that your fans and your followers would continue to share, continue to comment, so that we know what they also think about the show.
Okay, all right. That is a great submission there. Yes, so Asabi, you too. How will you grade the press released by Sarkodie and also your last but not
I
least
think
words for the day?
personally, this is my first time of what you call it, seeing a press release of Sarah. So for seeing that such a different approach, I think I'll give him 7/10 as Oscar rightly did. You get it.
Okay,
And to
cool.
sum it up, I think hello.
I'm here.
Yeah, to sum it up, I think what do you call it? Issues has been cleared in terms of the clarity has been made as to what really happened and the reason why he took him off the show and so on and so forth. But I said, going forward, I wish that both parties by now, what do you call it, they are at least now solving issues of public. They've moved on from that issue that happened and going forward, we can just call it, entertainment industry with good music and enjoy the rest of the year. So that said, I wish both comes the best of luck and best of luck in their future, what do you call it, projects that we'll be expecting from them. And to our what do you call it, dear personalities in the entertainment industries, they should know how best to go about how best they manage their issues, how they manage their anger and so on and so forth. Because there's a brand that they are building, the industry that we are creating for our country. You get me? The more vibrant the industry becomes in terms of positivity and positive news and good things coming out, the more the corporate also like to invest and we also have what they call it, a very beautiful country. You get me? Even though these negative issues sometimes create some sort of what they call it, funny feeling and some sort of funny what they call it, suspense and so on and so forth. And sometimes that's order off for the industry. You get me? So moving forward, we are praying for positivity, good vibes, and what do you call it, profit and everything. They do. So best of luck to them, and they should have what a fruitful what do you call it, a fruitful endeavor and so on and so forth. So that's the name has been and it's always MC underscore Asabi MCEEASABEE. I'd like to thank our what do you call it, viewers for enjoying tonight's program. They should just click the bell icon, like, subscribe, and share to their friends and loved ones. Peace out and have a lovely evening.
All right, so thanks, guys. Thanks, Asabi, and also thanks, Osnat, for joining me to discuss today's topic. That's Sarkodie's, press release, a review of it, and other details. So, yeah, guys, so don't forget to also, drop your comment, as Asabi said, in the comment section below. Like, let's get interactive in there. The conversations continues next in there. Yeah, so in the comment section, just drop your thoughts there. And also, don't forget to also subscribe to this channel and also click on the bell icon. It's very, very necessary. We are building a family and we need you to be part of it, and also invite your friends as well. Yes, until you come with another exciting edition of the Daily Entertainment Digest Show. It's bye for now.